Price elasticity of supply, or PES, measures the responsiveness of the quantity supplied of a good or service to a change in its own price. It quantifies how much producers adjust their output when the market price changes. Understanding PES is crucial for predicting market reactions to price shifts, analyzing the impact of policies like taxes or subsidies, and assessing production flexibility. PES is calculated as the percentage change in quantity supplied divided by the percentage change in price. The formula is PES equals the percentage change in quantity supplied divided by the percentage change in price. The midpoint formula is commonly used to avoid ambiguity over direction. It is PES equals the change in quantity divided by the average quantity, all divided by the change in price divided by the average price. Here, Q1 and Q2 are initial and new quantities supplied, and P1 and P2 are initial and new prices. Interpreting PES values. If PES is greater than 1, supply is elastic, quantity supplied changes by a larger percentage than price. Producers can easily increase output, for example, manufactured goods with spare capacity. If PES equals 1, supply is unit elastic, quantity supplied changes by the same percentage as price. If PES is less than 1, supply is inelastic, quantity supplied changes by a smaller percentage than price. Producers find it difficult to adjust output quickly, for example, agricultural products within a single season or specialized equipment. If PES equals 0, supply is perfectly inelastic, quantity supplied does not change at all when price changes, like fixed supply of vintage wine. If PES equals infinity, supply is perfectly elastic. Producers will supply any quantity at a specific price, but none at a lower price. For example, in highly competitive markets for standardized goods. Several factors influence how elastic supply is. First, the time horizon. Supply is typically more inelastic in the very short run, for example, harvested crops, as production is fixed. It becomes more elastic in the short run, such as using existing capacity more intensively, and highly elastic in the long run, like building new factories or entering the industry. Second, the mobility of factors of production. If resources like labor, capital, and raw materials can be easily shifted into or out of production, supply is more elastic. Third, the ability to store inventory. Producers can respond to price increases by drawing down stocks, making supply more elastic in the short run, or build up stocks if prices fall. Fourth, spare production capacity. Firms with unused capacity can increase output quickly and cheaply, leading to more elastic supply. Fifth, complexity of production. Goods requiring complex, specialized, or time-intensive production processes tend to have less elastic supply. PES directly impacts market outcomes. For instance, when supply is inelastic, a price increase leads to a relatively small rise in quantity supplied, meaning producers gain significantly in revenue. Conversely, elastic supply implies large quantity adjustments for price changes. PES is fundamental in tax incidence analysis. The burden of an excise tax falls more heavily on producers if supply is inelastic relative to demand, and more on consumers if supply is elastic relative to demand. This video about price elasticity of supply is part of our larger Principles of Economics course. The course is entirely free and has more than 100 subtopics inside it. We're excited for you to try it, and the link is in the description.